Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the week of October 10th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Aries. Now I'm using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the After Tarot, as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. Please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and take a couple of these Kipper cards. We'll put this right here. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me. We'll get right into it. Energy on the bottom, you have the Ace of Wands. So, you love to see the Ace of Wands. You actually have a really nice reading here, I have to say, especially in that upper row. But the Ace of Wands is kind of you getting started on something. And it is like the card if you want to physically start something. So a business, an exercise program, healthy eating, workout routine, a side hustle, whatever it is, or start firing off applications, dusting off that resume, doing a project. Like this is the one. This is the card. And for some of you here, this might be connected to a relationship, by the way. Some of you may just feel like, okay, I really now I want a relationship, or there might be that spark in your love life, or that, getting started on something important here is what the Ace of Wands is all about. You do have some really nice love energies here with the Lovers, Ten of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. But you also have some really good life energy. This is probably a life reading. It just depends on where you are in your life for a reading like this, because we have so many different, well, there are a bunch of major arcanas here. You actually have a lot. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas, plus you have pentacles, you have cups, you have pentacles and cups, you have wand on the bottom. So this is one of these readings where it's a variety, okay? It's a variety reading. I think it depends on where you are in your life. So, but I really like the vibe I get here. So let's just go and dive into it. So in the overall situation, you have the Capricorn card. You have the Devil card, which is the Capricorn card. Some of you maybe have a Capricorn placement. Some of you may be dealing with a Capricorn, the fact that I said that. The Devil card, though, says, be careful that you are not giving into something that you shouldn't be doing. All right, so you've already had a piece of cake. Are you going to go for slice 2? That's just an example. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't have your cake and eat it too or whatever. But that's the idea, right? Is there something that you are overdoing? Is there something that is excessive in your life? And along with that, this might be excessive thinking, or excessively negative thinking, oh, I'll never get out of this, or I've always been like that, or it's always been like that, so it's always going to be like that, or I'm just not somebody who does X, Y, Z. Letting go of that type of language and that type of self-talk when you get the Devil card is important. Okay, and so this can be a card of vices, addictions, all of these sorts of things. By the way, there's a lot of things in 2022 and beyond, and as we move forward, to be addicted to, namely things like Netflix, so forth and so on. And so, this could mean that there's just one thing here that you need to change with the Devil card. It's not something you should be afraid of, but it is something that maybe has a hold on you, okay? It has a hold on you. And so it's almost like there's one roadblock here, but pretty much everything else looks very, very good for you. And, this might be, I think that this is connected to, okay, what I feel like is going on here is some of you are you're really looking to start this thing here with this Ace of Wands on the bottom, really looking to start this thing. But you're I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm smart enough. I don't know if I'm skilled enough. I don't know if I have the resources. I think that is what it is. There's some sort of internal blockage here connected to negativity that is holding you back here, Aries, from doing this. Now, in the past, you have the Moon, the Emperor, and you have the Two of Pentacles. So the Emperor is the Aries card, okay? Aries is known as the leader of the zodiac. And the reason being is it's the first sign in the zodiac. On the zodiac wheel, it's number 1. You start off the zodiac season, Aries. The Emperor is known as the leader, or is one of the major leadership cards in the tarot. And so you have this really big energy here. I also feel like saying this Ram energy, which is your energy, right? Or it can also be like, like Ram energy here. But there is something here as well about this Capricorn energy. The Ram symbolism here is showing up pretty heavily, like with this, the horns on the devil, and then also the horns on the ram here, indicating like, I feel like for some of you, you have a deep drive to do something, okay? Like you have a deep drive to really start something here. And I think that this has been like percolating for you for some time in the past, with the Emperor here showing up. But okay, and along with that, you have this Two of Pentacles, which this person is weighing their options, okay? And so I think you're like, okay, on one hand I can do this, on the other hand I can do that. On one hand this will work, on the other hand that won't work because of XYZ. And I almost feel like some of you are just like, yes, no, maybe so, like yes, no, like one foot in, one foot out, like something like that here, okay? And this is a good problem to have because it's something that you can easily just work through. And what I will say is, like, this feels very, very positive. Like, whatever it is that you're doing seems like it could really be a thing, but you have to get through the internal battle. All right, you're fighting some sort of internal war here. And it's like you have to get through that first, okay? And so along with that, you have this Moon card. The Moon card here, this is the upper row. In your mind, something just doesn't feel right. Okay, the Moon may say that there's something that's not as it appears, or somebody that's not as it appears. It's possible that the timing just hasn't been right here in the past, which is like a thing that we have to deal with, But on top of that, I also think that aside from the timing, I think that the thing that's not been right is, like, I think for some of you, you have to get your thoughts aligned towards seeing this outcome successfully happening. And if you can see this outcome successfully happening, there's a greater chance of it actually happening. Now, in the current situation, you have the Sun, the Devil, and you have the Lover's card. Notice how the Moon and the Sun are next to each other, 18, 19. The Sun and the Moon, right? It's in the stars. It's written in the stars. This is it feels like an aligned period of time for you. For me, the Sun is the best omen here to find in the tarot, okay? The Sun is total positivity, it's victory, it's success. If you look at this person on the Sun card here, they are like living their life, okay? They are fully expressing themselves. This is a card of expression and truth. They're living their truth. They're not just fully expressing themselves, but they're doing that knowing that they know their truth. And so connect to what is true for you when you get the Sun card, but it's a big energy of success and victory and just happiness in your life. And for some of you here, I like that it's in this upper row next to the Moon, because I think that you're like, this upper row is the row of your thoughts or your mind. I think that your mindset here is shifting, and it's really creating like a positive situation for yourself. And I really like that it is above the Devil card, because if there was ever a card to work through the Devil energy, it would be the Sun, for sure. So yeah, but the positive sign of the Devil is, the positive side of the Devil card is that you have a lot of power, okay? Like, you have a lot of power that you can use to your advantage. Now, that does not mean take advantage of others like this person is doing, like the Devil is doing. But you have a lot of power, right? Like the Ram energy, right? Rams, Ram. Rams are forceful. And, I think for some of you, you have a lot of power to, get this thing off the ground or start this thing or whatever it is for you. And I think it's a matter of you doing it. You have this Gemini card as well here. The Lover's card is the card of Gemini. Gemini is the card of duality. And again, you have two cards indicating duality or choices here. Weighing, both of these cards can be like weighing or fluctuating energies with the Two of Pentacles and the Lovers card. And so for some of you, it's like you're really, really going back and forth on something. And it's probably because you actually like deeply care about this situation and the outcome. Like, you know, this business, like I feel like for some of you, you want to make sure that the first step you take is the right step. And it's because you really care about this outcome. In the future, you have the Nine of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups, and you have the King of Pentacles. I mean, amazing, right? Amazing. 9 and 10 of Cups. You recognize that there are always more levels to sort of play in life, in this video game that we do call life. There are always more things to achieve. There are always more experiences to be had as you have the 9 into the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is sort of like everything that you could ever want. It's like a totally idyllic period of time. I mean, if you look at this family here, they are just enjoying it, right? They recognize that they've reached the final cup here at the end of the rainbow. They own the home in the background. The river is flowing. The vibes are high. The energy's good. And this is like a culmination period when you get the 10 of Cups, a culmination of happiness, right? And it springs from the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is like, all right, my wishes come true. I'm feeling content. I'm feeling satiated. I'm feeling good. But is there something else? The 9 of Cups is like, okay, wait, there's also something else. Do I want to go? Do I want to go somewhere else? Or do I want to get to that next level? Well, that's the 10 of Cups, right? And so for you, you're recognizing this in the future here. Along with that, Aries, you have this King of Pentacles, which is really about, it's one of the, I consider this to be an Empire card, okay? And this person has really been successful in their life. They are a good business leader. They're good with money. They show up every day. They do the hard work, and they put in the energy and the effort to get from point A to point B. And that has really helped them. That has really set themselves up for, they've set themselves up for success by kind of having that type of idea or that type of mode of operating. So for you, I see fulfillment here in the future for you. And I think that this is something that you could be very happy doing. I think that there's a lot of happiness here around this outcome, around this thing that you're looking to build. And I feel like you could be very content and fulfilled in this direction that you're taking. Let's go and take a look at these oracle cards here. Coffin, courtship, and change is showing up. Interesting. Coffin is clearly, so just the way I read as a reader, I don't predict death or dying. That's not the way I read. So the coffin is the end of something in your life, a cycle closing out, a chapter ending, a chapter closing. Courtship and change is interesting. That's throwing me off here. Courtship is like, that's good to suggest that there's someone that's interested in you. And, you know, that there maybe even make an advancement on you or a move on you. But with the change card, it's almost like, I don't know. Change is like bags are packed, cars ready to go. You know, you're moving out of this apartment, and this can represent literally a change or a relocation. But for some of you here, if there's like a, let me see here. Let me pull this other card, High Honor. Okay. High Honor is a card that of respect. You know, people really respect you. People really respect the work that you do. False person, interesting. It's possible that you are dealing with somebody who's just like, you're a little bit, you feel like you're in the dark, or there's something that you feel a little bit suspect about a person here. I do think it's like if there's somebody that's coming towards you, I almost get a weird vibe about that. Not anything that you should be concerned about. Like, I'm not concerned for your safety, but it's like maybe you're just not like interested or something like that. Let's go and take a look at what else we have here. Now, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. Please do hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Hierophant, you have the 10 of Swords, and you also have the 4 of Cups. So this is interesting. The After Tarot, first series of videos that I'm using this, and it's like the After Tarot is like a few moments after the original illustration of the Rider-Waite. So it's like what happens a few moments after the original illustration. It's very interesting. and I'm excited to use it more. But you know, you have this this Four of Cups here that's showing up, and this is about boredom and apathy potentially in one's life. The Four of Cups card can say that you need to be very careful that you do not miss out on an opportunity. And like I said, I do see this opportunity here for you pretty heavily showing up. And it's almost like you got to work through whatever's stopping you here. The Ten of Swords, you know, that is an ending. It suggests this is in the past, which means the Ten of Swords in the past can say that the worst is behind you. All right, there are better things ahead. And the Hierophant is a card of marriage or tradition in one's life. It's not always about marriage. It can just be anything in life that's traditional. And so that could be religion. It could be the 9 to 5 that you have. It could be your family situation, your marriage, anything that is traditional. And it's almost like some of you don't want to take a traditional route here with the Moon card and the Hierophant, and it's like you're like closing the cycle out. You're closing the circle out. Yeah, the cycle out on that. Let's see what else we have. You have the King of Cups. You have the Two of Wands. And you have the Two of Swords. This is interesting. First time I'm pulling these two cards. So the Two of Wands is a card of, yeah, it can be about like partnership or partnering up with somebody. Twos can, you know, it can speak to one-to-one relationships versus threes are about like other people, like maybe more, two or more. But you can see here in this symbolism that there are two people here, okay? The Two of Swords can indicate like communication issues. You have this here with this Lovers card. It's like maybe that there's just some relationship stuff that I would say, you know, what's coming into my mind, be careful of like wearing rose-colored glasses, okay? That's coming in here into my mind. I'll let you decide on what that means for you. But this person is blinded to what is going on around them. And I would say just like there's an opportunity here, just make sure that you take advantage of it because you have something really nice that feels energetically, it feels really nice. This person is undisturbed. In other words, this person is not bothered. Okay, like they're sitting in the middle of the ocean. You know, they're pouring out their cup. The waves are, the seas are, the waters are choppy. The boats are going up and down, and they don't care. And they're calm. They're calm, right? They're calm, cool, and collected. And so for some of you here, there could be a situation involving another person because of the symbolism showing up here where you just need to be calm. And I know that's easier said than done, especially for a fire sign. But there is something here around being calm like water at this time, like calm like still water. And I will say keep a level head here. You have the King of Wands, definitely keep a level head. You have the Five of Swords, and you have the Six of Wands. Interesting. So this Six of Wands here, this person is really taking a victory lap, and they're being, the Six of Wands is about victory. Like I said, there's definitely some success here in the future for you. The Five of Swords says that there's been a defeat in your life, or there could be something that in life where it's like you get knocked down. The Five of Swords is different than the Ten of Swords. Okay, both cards indicate defeat. The difference is the Five of Swords, you're not out of the game. Okay, there's a lot more game to play, and you're not out of it yet. And so, you know, look, you're really wanting this happiness energy, right? So like you're recognizing that there are many more levels to play in this game that we call life. But along your path, there will be trials and tribulations. And the Five of Swords is a trial, okay? But you're going to successfully complete the trial here. You're going to win the case with the Six of Wands card. The King of Wands says that you have a real skill here for something connected to side hustles, businesses, you know, getting started on something. I think some of you are entrepreneurial, and you have a really big combination for entrepreneurship that I find with the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. On the bottom, you do have the Three of Swords. There might be separation here, but you're ready to handle it. And this might not even be romantic. It could just be separation between you and another person. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next reading.